It's necessary and not necessary. It's necessary in the sense that if they don't have that, they might not survive so well in the complex society. It might be very difficult for them in school or the education system, and then sort of working. So it's necessary for the current identified society that we have set up, or may be necessary. But no, it's not necessary to be. They just might not be such high functioning individuals like our society expects. They might not be interested in learning how to do mathematics, or if the teacher says you've got to sit down now, they might go and sit outside. So that's a reason why it would be necessary in our current society, but it's totally not necessary to live without a sense of self. They just might find society very weird and very complex. I think sometimes these children that are born without sense of self, they're considered to be learning impaired, or to have learning difficulties or disabilities, and they're often labelled in this way, when really it's just that they don't have an identity. So they're very different, and they're very intuitive, and it might seem a bit mad to a person with an identity. Yeah, so Nanda Mahima, apparently she was born without an identity, and they used to think that she was like a bit like special needs, like that she had a low IQ, because she just was so like innocent and genuine. Like if somebody told her to do something, she was actually the opposite. If someone told her to do something, she would do it exactly as they said it. There was no room for interpretation. And because so much of what we're instructed to do, or we communicate, there's so much interpretation, we're kind of like always trying to read in between the lines, whereas she took it very literally and would like follow everything. Like there's a story one time of where her mum said, never help yourself to food. And then her aunt said one day when she was looking after Ananda Mahima, when Ananda Mahima was very young, the aunt said, go and help yourself to food. And so Ananda Mahima would go to the kitchen with her plate, and then she would stand in front of the food, and then she would just return without any food on her plate. And the aunt is like, what is wrong with this child? I keep telling her to like go and help herself to food. And then this like happened 10 times, and then in the end the aunt stood up and like put her food on her plate for her, and then she went and sat down and ate it. And then she said she used to like hear people talking about her, and she said she just like listened as if they were talking about someone else, because she obviously didn't take herself personally. And apparently they used to just talk in front of her that she was like she was like, I don't know the correct words, like mentally impaired. I don't know what the correct word is. And she would just be like, she would just all take it all in, but it was so impersonal to her. And she would hear people saying that she was very good or very bad, and she'd just be like it didn't make sense to be her. It was like somebody was talking about the bed or something. It was and she had nobody to explain these things to her, because she was born like it. And even though she was in a Hindu society, it's still, she didn't have, so it just was like, huh. And then other people's reactions, I think, would seem very big to her, or very like dramatic or something.